Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Noelia. I'm 25 years old, and I'm basically just kind of coming on here after a long time to kind of like reintroduce myself and present my channel to you guys. This is my ASMR channel. If you're not familiar with what ASMR is, it's basically just autonomous sensory meridian response. And what that is some people have this physiological response to some sounds. So for some people, these responses are called like triggers, and some people love whispering, soft spoken, mouth sounds, chewing sounds, whatever type of sounds. I don't know, like makeup brushes. There's all different types of these things that are called triggers. And these triggers trigger the response in your body. It sends like tingles down, and it helps people relax. It helps people soothe anxiety. And I love ASMR. I started watching ASMR in 2000 and I believe 14 or 15. And I started to make my own ASMR. I made a channel when I was 19 years old in 2019. And the channel was named Salt and Light ASMR. And I had 60 subscribers, and I got really embarrassed because my dad found my channel and he was like, "What is this?" And he was like playing my videos on the living room TV. And then I was like embarrassed. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at the camera. And so I was gonna just delete the whole video because I'm trying to really look at the camera, but I think I wouldn't be able to say all of that again because I really like how I like started this video off, so I'm so sorry. I'm trying to work on that. But anyways, he played my video in the living room, and then I just deleted my whole channel, and I was like really embarrassed. But long story short, I came out with this channel, and this channel I made it in 2020. And I still have my first video, like, but it's on private. So anyways, this channel did really good. It popped off when I was doing like Kim Kardashian role plays, because I think that I am pretty good at impersonating. I can't really do the voice anymore, probably because God delivered me. Okay, but anyways, the channel did really good and I got 900 subs, but then a couple of things happened. Like, one of my exes was stalking me and leaving weird comments. Then I had like some body self-confidence issues, and I didn't like the way that I looked, and I didn't want to like post because I didn't feel like comfortable with myself. It was a lot. I went through a lot. And then my living situation and stuff, it was kind of like messy because I dealt with a lot when I was growing up, and I used to take everything personal, not gonna lie, because I've always been a really sensitive person, and that is now a gift, and I realize it's a gift. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I've had family members try to shame me for being sensitive, and honestly, when you grow in your relationship with God, you realize that you being sensitive is actually a gift from God, so that you're able to empathize, and it's something that a lot of prophets have. But anyways, long story short, okay, I don't know if the long story is going to be short, but just a little brief summary. I was really lost. I was really depressed. I had body image issues, self-confidence issues. self-rejection, self-hatred. I would take things personal that, my mom would do to me, and then I would move out. And I went through a lot of toxic relationships. It was a very emotional life that I was living. But with all that being said, I'm grateful for it all. I don't regret any of it. It really did build me into the person that I am today. It's such a beautiful, beautiful person that I am today. Today I really like my outfit. I'm wearing this sweater that I found at Rainbow, and the sweats are just some tan Nike sweats. And this outfit, it was actually and this red lip, it was actually for a talent show that I just got home from, and I cannot believe it, but I made it to week number 4. So this is probably going to be one of my more personal videos, because I definitely want to get it back into doing role plays. I think it was so fun. It was so funny, and I love acting. And yes, but I have a lot of things to say. I just want to say thank you to all who have supported me and encouraged me along the way. I would make videos, and then I would delete them all, and then I would make videos again, and then I would be depressed. Then I would say that I'm a vegan. It was just I was all over the place. What really did it for me, and I was smoking a lot of weed, which had me really emotionally unstable. No judgment if you do kind of want that shadow on my eyebrow. No judgment. I really love my makeup today, but I need to do my hair. No judgment to those who smoke weed, but it just wasn't for me, and it just had me really emotionally and mentally unstable. And spiritually unstable as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to look at the camera. But yeah, I'm going to be making videos again, because I could say that my life is finally stable, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I was smoking a lot. I was even clubbing, which was never really my thing. I wasn't hardcore clubbing. You wouldn't really catch me in a crazy outfit, super revealing or anything like that. I didn't get to that point, because that's just not who I am. And like I said, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, my personal experience, I never got to the point where I was super clubby personality with super revealing, crazy outfits or anything. I mostly just went because I felt really empty, and I felt I loved music. That was number one reason. I loved the loud music, and I wanted to appear as someone who was confident and had it all together, and that's not the case. Anyways, I was clubbing, I was smoking weed, I was drinking here and there, but liquor always made me feel sick. But I had a lot of trauma, and yeah. Okay, so I acquired a really good professional job in 2023, and I am still working there, and I love it so much. I work at a chiropractic office, and I acquired this really professional. Why is my hair sticking up like that? Okay, so I acquired this really professional job that I absolutely love. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of room for improvement. I can say that sometimes I catch an attitude, because life is about correction and not doing things your way 100% of the time. But with that being said, what really happened is that I was working professional good jobs, but there was always this feeling in me where it's oh, I don't want to be here. And I never felt good enough in any of my jobs. I started working when I was 14 at a grocery store, and that is where I started to acquire customer service skills, and I became really good at it, very professional. Then I started working in banking, and I worked in banking for 8 months. Then I acquired a job then COVID happened, and my job was stressful because of COVID. So I decided to quit, and then I acquired a job at a daycare, and I was there for almost 2 years, and I acquired a child growth and development certification, which was a really good accomplishment for me. In that same time, I graduated high school 2 years late, but I did it. It was 2020, and I was happy, and I graduated high school. Life is going by really fast, and I will say that I wasn't satisfied with the pay at the daycare and the no benefits, so I acquired my word for today is acquired, but I got myself a banking job again at M&T Bank, and it was good, but then they had a conversion because they acquired another bank. So the bank that I was working for turned into M&T Bank. And then the conversion was really stressful, and the manager was incredibly rude. I was about to say her name, but now that I'm in Christ Jesus, I forgive her, and I can't hold anything against anybody because that would just hold me back. Anyways, she literally told me to shush. She was like, shh, shh, shh. And I was like, and I never went back. Then I got a job at a call center for Synchrony Bank, and that was really fun. Except that I wasn't cool, and they had clicks, and I was kind of like in a broke moment, and everybody had their stuff up, but I was just like I was trying to like move out. So anyways, things were all over the place, and then I wasn't cool, and I had a friend who had put me onto the job, but she was acting really fake. Like, I went in, and she was sitting with a group of girls that were her friends already, and I thought, like, okay, she got me this job, like, I'm gonna get along with her friends. But when I went, like, I was trying to talk to her. She was in the group of these girls. They were sitting down. And I was trying to talk to her, and she was literally ignoring me. And I was like, oh, that was weird. But she kept, like, talking to me and being my friend. But shortly later, I realized that she was embarrassed to be my friend. She was embarrassed to be seen with me because every time the other two girls would come to her, she would, like, try to stop talking to me or walk away. And that actually hurt me, like, really bad. And then I think that was a really lonely time of my life. I was in a toxic relationship as well at the same time. And I was struggling with homelessness and living with my grandma. And then so it was like a lot going on, but anyways, I was so depressed because I really felt like a reject. Like, I really felt so rejected. And everybody, like all the coworkers at that job, they would make plans, and I was never invited, and I felt really, really, really bad. I was smoking so much. I think I lost a little bit of my brain from all that I smoked, from emotional pain. But anyways, I left that job. I ended up feeling so terrible in my life that I remember being up here. I live in my parents' attic now, thank God. It's really comfortable, really beautiful here. I do have a bag of laundry back there. It's not trash. Anyways, I remember like feeling so incredibly depressed that I prayed and I said, God, this can't be my life. Please change it. I felt so like, I don't think words can describe how painful that time of my life was for me. But anyways, I prayed, I reached out to God and I said, please change my life. And he did. I ended up shortly after, like maybe a week or two after that prayer, I got into a car accident. I was sitting in an Uber as a passenger, and the Uber got into an accident. And I was doing treatment, like I was going to a chiropractor, and while going to the chiropractor, I was also working with an attorney, and this was all new to me at the time, but anyways, I was working with an attorney and I went to the attorney's office, and as I walked into their office, I'm like, on the first floor was another chiropractor. My chiropractor that I was treating at was in a different city, but that day I had to go, I don't know, see the lawyer. So I went to the lawyer's office. Oddly enough, there was a chiropractic office on the first floor. As soon as I walked into the building, I saw that chiropractic office, and I said, oh, how beautiful this office is. It's so pretty. It looks so new and clean. And I took a picture of it with my phone. And then I went upstairs and spoke to the secretary, and I told her, I'm not going back to the call center. It's just a really toxic job for me. I'm just going to stay doing hair. And I also got a job working for the city. It was a good job. It was nice, but it was a temporary role, so I couldn't stay there forever. And anyways, I went and I told the secretary that, and then she's like, oh, that's perfect, because downstairs the girl leaves on Friday. I ended up getting a job at the chiropractic office, and I was really happy, and I've been there for 2 years, and I'm doing amazing, and I'm certified, and yeah, I'm a therapy assistant. It's really beautiful, and God did that for me. God did that for me. He fixed my financial situation. I had to cut off that friend because she invited me clubbing on her birthday, and she was like, people are saying, and I did pay my tab, but the whole night I felt like crap when I was at the club. It was the same like fake girl, because anyways, long story short, she literally FaceTimed me and said, people are saying you didn't pay your tab. And I'm like, I literally paid $20 like for my own drink or whatever. I ghosted her, and it was just giving fake vibes all around. Like, if you're gonna talk about me and I'm not even in the room, it's just not a good sign. But anyways, I was doing really good at the chiropractor, and I started off strong because I was focused in my walk with God, because I was so grateful that God heard my prayer to change my life, and that helped me get back on track. But then I fell into sin again, and a toxic relationship, and I was taking the little rude things my mom was doing very personal, and then I ended up in the same like little cycle, and I ended up moving in with a boyfriend, and whatever. You live and you learn, you really do. Long story short, it didn't work out with the guy because he's literally like, he wasn't bad. I just got like turned off by him. He gave me the ick. And the room that he rented out for us, it was a room, and I didn't have my own space. I just wasn't comfortable. It was a very little humid, nasty cockroach room. So anyways, we ended up fighting, and then he moved out, and then I stayed there for a little bit. I'm like, I was trying to hold on because I didn't want to come back to my mom's house, because She was being mean to me, and I really wanted to like do better for my mental health, and I wanted to be stable mentally. And mind you, there was no room at my mom's house but to live in their apartment. Now I have my own space above. God works miracles. And just to end the video real quick, because I don't want to make it so long, I ended up staying in that little nasty humid room, and then things started coming together. Yeah. And I ended up getting a really nice room, like 20 minutes away from my hometown, and I really felt great because shortly after I bought a car. It's a nice little car. I still have it. Now I'm gonna transition into a new vehicle, but anyways, things just felt great. I was working at the chiropractor. I got this nice room. It was a really modern, finished, beautiful room. And I had my car. And I felt like, wow, I feel put together. Like, for once, I feel lit. I feel lit. But because I was like still in sin, I was still kind of like emotionally, mentally traumatized and everything. I was so traumatized and so sad and just broken and depressed. And I was still dating, and I didn't know my worth. And then, long story short, it's never gonna be short, like, but I'm just gonna finish the video at 25 minutes, and it's in 21 minutes. That room, the window was broken or something like that, and it was so extremely cold because it was also an attic. It was so cold. And then a roommate, I had two crazy roommates, one that was a pig and didn't clean, and the other one who was hitting on me every other day, sending me Facebook messages. He found me on Facebook, and it was just like, oh, I didn't have peace. I would literally stay stalling in my car for hours because I didn't want to go upstairs and bump into him. And I was so scared to like go to the bathroom because I didn't want to bump into him. So I didn't have peace. And then like the city that the room was in, it was so boring. And I'm like, oh. But I was doing really bad emotionally. I was really depressed, but I was okay. I wasn't like as bad. So anyways, I don't know, God did a miracle, and my uncle moved out of this room, and I was able to acquire my parents' entire attic. So now I have this room, my own bathroom, and another room, which I'm going to turn into a little like, mini kitchen. So I'm really blessed. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Well, I was still doing me. I was smoking up here. I was doing whatever. I was going to the club. Even though I had great blessings and my life did turn around for the better. But what really did it for me was that I lost my grandma. I lost my grandma this past June, and it was really, 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 really difficult for me. I have a lot of her stuff. My room, I feel like I'm in my grandma's house sometimes. I miss her so much. She was really good to me. She always told me to seek God and go to school. And I was so depressed when she died. I was smoking like so much weed. Like these past 2 years, I smoked the most weed that I could because I was just broken, okay? And I'm not ashamed of that because God really changed my story. And I've been through a lot, but I just want to say that was the worst depression I've been through because when my grandma died, I never grieved before until I lost her. That was the first time I grieved. And I had no energy. I was always tired, like sleepy. I always wanted to sleep. I felt depressed. I had no energy to do my hair. I had no energy to do my makeup for work. It was a really, really bad depression. But then I said, I'm already dead. I'm literally already dead. I'm smoking so much weed. My tolerance is over the roof, and I'm wasting money. I'm not even feeling high off of weed because I'm so numb. On top of that, I got filled with tattoos because I was so dead. And this is like a really raw testimony. I don't care if I receive judgment because God changed my story. And none of this defines me, but it had made me into a strong, amazing person that I am today. And I want to let anybody know here that you're not too far gone. So I felt very depressed. I was grieving. I already felt so rejected. I just felt so bad. And I reached out to God and I prayed. And I did want to stop smoking, but I couldn't. But then August 1st, I don't know what happened. Maybe I said, that's it. I'm going to start this new month. I don't remember. But August 1st, that was the first day, like, I just stopped smoking weed. And ever since August 1st, I've been sober. And not only that, but I was seeking God because I was so depressed that I said, I'm already dead. I might as well really actually follow God. Like, actually, like, I was going to the club, I was doing all the things, and nothing helped. I was even making my own music, and nothing helped. But I said, I'm not gonna let my grandma, she wouldn't be proud if she saw me being this depressed and this dead. So I took her advice, unfortunately, after she passed. But I said, I'm gonna live a life that would honor her. I'm gonna live a life that would honor her, and I did. Started seeking God. God made himself real to me. I would go to church, and the preacher would say things like exactly what I was going through, and I knew God was listening to every prayer, and I knew God is real. Now I know he's real, and I serve him. I don't smoke weed, I don't drink, I don't go to clubs, I don't go to parties, I don't listen to music that isn't made for God. Yes, call me boring, call me whatever, but I finally am alive. I'm finally alive. And now I have made 2 songs for the glory of the Lord. I'm gonna write my 3rd song. God miraculously spoke to me through 3 prophets about my life, about my calling, about my family, about my music, about everything. Guys, like, God is real. These people, they didn't know me. They didn't even know my name, and they came up to me. But, I was praying to God, and I had faith in God. I didn't question God. I didn't question the Bible or, oh, if God is real, then this and that. Like, I just believed, and God made himself real to me. And God has been blessing me. Like, I still do braids on people, but just less, because now I'm focused on ministry, and I want to build up my pastoral ministry, and I want to do my YouTube. I have so many things like that I do. I do braids, I do business cards, I do photography. Now I make music for the glory of God. I had made a song back in March, but it wasn't for God. It was a depressing song, so I never really put clout on it. And God told me to make music, and he now miraculously placed me in a talent show that I've been singing every week, and it's been amazing. I'm learning about stage presence. God can change your story. Just give him the pen and trust him. Don't doubt him. Don't question him. Just believe. And my name is Noelia, 25 years old, and that is my story. I hope that this inspired somebody today to know that you are never too far gone. and there is hope, and it does get better, and that God is real.